Howdy, neighbor. Have you seen the new Hobbit movie?
No.
Oh, I heard the Hobbit fans are gonna love it. It's got everything from the book. Legolas, Azog, giant worms. My dog has worms. We should go see it.
You cannot pass! I am a servant of the all-might critics, wielder of a channel awesome account. The dark flames will not avail you, flame of Udun! You shall not pass! Screw it, let's get it over with.
Awesome.
In our final installment in the Hobbit trilogy, we see the fate of the dragon Smaug. As a result, the dwarves recapture Erebor with Thorin Oakenshield as king under the mountain. However, the Wood Elves and the men of Lake Town want retribution for damages done to them, so they head off to bargain with Thorin, who has gone mad with power. An army of orcs is also on the way, hell-bent on capturing the mountain, and somewhere in this plot there's a hobbit and... okay. This might be one of the hardest movies for me to review, the reason being that not only is it a sequel, but it is also based on a book. No matter how hard I try, I am inevitably going to compare it to both its predecessors and the book itself, not to mention the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. With all that said, I really did not like this movie. I don't entirely think it is possible to judge it as a movie on its own, since you are required to know so much information from the previous films, and that tended to distract me from watching this movie. I think my main complaints with this film are what I've had with this whole trilogy. That this is a trilogy. When you get down to it, The Hobbit was a book that consisted of 305 pages. Fellowship of the Ring was a 458-page book that received one movie. I do not believe that The Hobbit should have been made into a trilogy. The whole franchise feels padded out with needless plot points that add nothing to the story. I'll give you an example. The love triangle between Keely, Tauriel, and Legolas, who was not in the book, by the way, goes nowhere. None of the characters are changed, nothing is learned. It just feels like it was put in there because the studio demanded a love story. Plot points are brought up that are never resolved, like with Saruman and Sauron, or Bard and Lake Town. The battle doesn't even feel like a Lord of the Rings battle. One of the strengths between the Battle of Helm's Deep and the Battle of the Pelennor Fields was that I cared about the characters. Over the course of the previous films, I learned a lot about Merry, Pippin, Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas. I cared if they were going to live or die. In this, I don't know enough about the dwarves to really care. When one of them does die, I just think, oh, there goes dwarf number 7. Okay, I know I've been complaining for a while now, so is there anything I like? Yes, I like the acting, specifically from Richard Armitage as Thorin. Thorin has a clear arc throughout this franchise and is easily the most interesting character. I like the progression of the character and how Armitage portrayed his descendant to madness. Ian McKellen, Martin Freeman, Cumberbatch, they all did a good job as well. I'm trying to think of anything else that I liked, but to be honest, I can't think of anything else. Hobbit 3 is all spectacle with a lack of magic from the trilogy. It feels just like it is, a hollow and empty product. If you are a big fan of Lord of the Rings and you've seen the other two Hobbits, I can recommend it, but only once. Otherwise, stay in your Hobbit hole and avoid this cluttered adventure.